That was the biggest cup I ever seen in my entire life. Where did you get that?
At a gas station here where I live.
Holy shit.
So where are you at, Minnesota?
I'll show everyone at home.
That's the biggest. Is it styrofoam or made of pure steel?
It is styrofoam.
It's like a keg.
Pretty much.
So you in Minnesota?
Missouri, pretty close.
Ah, yeah, that's what I meant.
Same thing. It starts
it's the same thing, dude. Trust me.
One of them states nobody knows where he is.
Where is that? Like Midwest?
Yeah, it is Midwest. I live about 2 hours south of St. Louis.
He's in Leeds.
Yeah, I love Leeds.
You what? Sorry, you like it?
Yeah, I like Leeds a lot.
Did you? Why were you here?
I've been to England probably 12, 13 times.
Yeah, but why were you in Leeds specifically?
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's one of my good friends.
Yeah, I like Pete.
Yeah, he's like a brother to me. A brother that never texts sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, and then you'll ask him a question, and then he'll send you one back that says, "Hey man," and then a smiley face.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't answer the fucking question, guy.
Yeah, I remember we did it was in a Zoom. It was before Zoom. It was a Skype maybe. Yeah. And we were in a hotel, and I think Las Vegas at my mention. And he did a ACAN over the damn, like, I had a deck of cards. It was me and my friend in the room. I forgot where I was at, but he was over there, and he literally did an ACAN, like, name a card, name a number, shuffle your deck first. I shuffled it, and then it was name a card, name a number, count down, and there it was. And I was like, whoosh. It was crazy, dude. Pete's a good guy.
They did something similar to Alex when we interviewed him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. You know, I think it was a Queen of Clubs at the 23rd position or something, and you know, no normal person be able to do that, but he's something else. That guy.
Yeah, he's a Jedi.
And what was funny was, you know, I was the one that had the cards. So I just, you know, fanned through it. He's able to memorize it that fast.
Yeah, he's a living legend, definitely. I mean, he's somebody that in 100 years people are still going to be talking about.
So, yep. Shall I do the introduction?
Yeah, sure.
Let me just name my glasses, but welcome to Conversation with the Conjuror. I'm Daniel Rivington. My co-host, a good friend here, as always, is Alex Johnson. And with us today is a very special guest. You might have seen him on Sesame Street, Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Masters of Illusion, The Walking Dead, and Bending Cutlery. And reading minds and stuff. Thanks for coming on the show, Morgan.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Now, before we get into our chat, I'd just like to let everybody at home know that they can learn how to unlock people's phones, bend forks, and much more for $100. Because Morgan's giving away every trick he's ever released. Every trick for that low price, and all that money will go towards a very good cause. To get this awesome deal and to help out a great guy, please send $100 or whatever you can via PayPal to Michaela Strebler at yahoo.com, and we'll put that link in the description. And it's to go to a great cause. So do you want to go in? Do you want to go into what people?
Actually, you summed it up really well. She's having a surgery that's like a 6-hour procedure, and she had to get a couple of smaller surgeries as well. And it's just with the COVID hit, I'm not working because I travel the world, and I'm traveling to get these every day. So I'm not making, the money that I need to pay for the surgery, pretty much, essentially. And we got to go to a specialist, which makes it even harder.
Sorry to hear about that, buddy, and I really hope it turns around and everything works out for the best and stuff.
Well, I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. And again, it is everything I've ever released. And I'm doing a Skype deal where I do a session with you on Skype, and you get a signed liquid metal fork, and you also get my private number to just jam out and talk magic.
Sweet.
So,
that's actually how we kind of started this podcast with you.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. I've not had the time yet to go through every bit of every little thing, but I'm looking forward to sitting down.
So to everybody at home, even if you just want to donate a little bit to Morgan, we'll leave the link in the description, and you can help her out.
Man, anything helps. I really appreciate it, and so does she. And it means more to us than you'll ever know. It really does.
So on March the 7th, 2016, the mayor of Sykes-Town, Missouri, read a proclamation observing it Morgan Strebler Day. I read that on Wikipedia. Is that true?
It is true. It is true.
And is that an annual thing? Is that every
year?
It
is. I'm orchestrating a parade that I want to have annually for Morgan Strebler Day. And it's a lot of work that I've realized that goes into a parade. So I'm trying to do it. And hopefully by next year I can, with the COVID, maybe I can do it next year and get people to come out and watch it or whatever. Hopefully it'll be better than the situation is right now. And we can get some people and do it. I think it's going to be neat. But yeah, it was one of the biggest honors I've ever had.
So we were going to do this podcast last week, and you got bitten by a snake.
That's true. Yeah.
So I called your agent, and he said, "Oh, he's saying that thing about the fucking snake again." He said, "Oh yeah, there must be a bunch of fucking snakes in Missouri."
There is a fucking lot of them.
Is there? So what happened? Did you have to go to the hospital and stuff?
I did. I had to get a tetanus shot, and I had to sit there for like 6 hours to make sure it wasn't poisonous and all that shit. But yeah, it was bad. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was bad for me because that's my biggest fear. I mean, it didn't really hurt. Yeah, I hate snakes, dude. I hate them. But
do you know what kind of snake it was?
It was just a garter. But still, it scared the hell out of me.
I think it would anyone, to be honest. Something's trying to attack you, and it's something that may be deadly, and you don't really know.
Were you on a push mower or a riding mower?
I was push mowing because it was a small little area, so I was just push mowing it. And that little fucker came up and got me on the ankle.
Yeah, if it would have been a snake, it would have bit you. Oh, wait a minute.
It did. You know what? Can you tell that Chris Ramsey story?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was funny.
Okay, I'll tell it. So I was telling Morgan about this book here, the Book of Magic. And in the book, there's a story about me meeting Chris Ramsey, kind of an embarrassing story. So to kind of preface this a little bit, let me pull up this chart. So there's a thing called the Cards of Life. It's a birthday chart. Can you see? And all through the chart, you know, starting on January the 1st is a card, and the next card the next day, and it cycles all the way through because there's 52 cards in the deck, 52 weeks in a year, 4 suits in the deck, 4 seasons in a year. So every day has its own specific, you know, card. For example, my birthday, November 7th, is the King of Clubs, so I have that tattoo here. So, like, we were up there at the Ruskin, everybody's hanging out, drinking, you know, going on, and like in walks Chris Ramsey, and everybody's like, "Oh, there's Chris Ramsey, there's Chris Ramsey," and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I'm gonna go talk to him." And so I went up to him, and I had that chart pulled up on my phone. I was like, "Hey man, you know," we made small talk for a little while, and then I was like, "Have you ever heard of the Cards of Life?" And he's like, "No, what's that?" So I showed him, you know, his, you know, the chart and everything. Come to find out, he's the Ace of Diamonds. And so I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man. I just showed Chris Ramsey. I just taught him something that he'd never heard of before." And I was like, "All right." So I walked away. Then the next day, back at the Ruskin again, I was like, "Oh, dude, there's Chris Ramsey." Had my phone in hand, and I walked up. I was like, "I wonder if he's ever heard of the Cards of Life birthday chart." And I walked up to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, you ever heard of the Cards of Life?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, you showed me yesterday." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But he was wearing a snake jacket. And so I was like, "Well, fuck, what else do I say?" It's like, "Well, what's the deal with your snake jacket?" And he's like, I just think they're cool animals." And I was like, "Okay."
Maybe he could come and take one for the team next time then.
Yeah. You talking about getting bit by a snake or being on the show?
Yeah, getting bit by a snake.
Yeah. Yeah. If he's all
Chris,
about
that's
snakes.
an open invitation. If you ever want to come take one for the team and get bit instead of me,
Yeah.
go right ahead.
Yeah, if you like snakes. But what's also really weird is I was talking to Morgan the other day, and my birthday, based on the Chinese zodiac, is I'm a snake. And so like, I was carrying on. It's like, man, there's snakes all over this motherfucker.
I'm a dragon.
What are you,
I'm a
Dan?
snake too.
Oh,
Are you?
Yeah, we're
April
both
10th.
we're both born in '89.
oh man, I
April
was
10th.
thinking that you were younger than me.
Well, you know, I do
1976.
look it. You know,
Yeah, April.
You do
I
look
think
good.
So wait a minute. So you're
I think I'm actually older than you. I think
Morgan.
I'm older than you by a couple of months.
My birthday's November.
Yeah, September. I'm older than you by a couple of months.
Well, shoot. So Morgan, what'd you say your birthday is?
April 10th, 1976.
April 10th. Oh shit, you're the Jack of Diamonds.
Oh, that's cool.
Jack of Diamonds.
I might get that tattoo.
Yep, that's really cool. Jack of Diamonds. But yeah, the Ruskin. I've walked away like thinking it's like, dude, that was so damn embarrassing.
Do you guys ever do? Do you guys ever do like reveals with your tattoos?
Oh yeah.
Because I've
yeah.
got tattoos, but I don't have anything card related.
I got my fork.
Oh, the bent fork.
It's like, dude, like, do you see this normal fork? Watch this. I want to rub it on my arm, and it's bent.
And then the man who bends steel, and then I got Marvin the Martian, which was my first one, and then a note my mom wrote, and then my 13 Souls tattoo.
Yeah, you got the keys.
With the numbers.
Oh, Mr. Big Shot.
Well, you know, I hate to talk shit, but, you know, I was one of the founding members.
Yeah. Mr. Brown Socks.
Oh.
So, on Wikipedia, it said that your original name was Matthew Glenn Milligan.
That's correct.
Why the stage name?
I liked it better.
Has that got any sort of? Is it in reference to anything, or is it just a sort of a cool sounding name that you like?
It's my grandmother's maiden name is Morgan, and her married name was Strebler. So it was Morgan Strebler.
So it's like a ode to your grandma.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, let me ask you this. How the hell do you get a Wikipedia page?
I don't know. to be honest with you.
They just showed up and they have all these facts and information about you.
Well, I tried to add something one time and they like took it down instantly. So I don't know. It's like they're rough.
Yeah, you're like, no, this is me. I know all about myself. It's like, no. You don't have the qualifications to talk about yourself.
Yeah. We need someone who actually knows their stuff about you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was about my day. And I'm like, they were like, we need references. So somebody pulled up something from the paper, I think.
So did you just wake up one day and all of a sudden you had a Wikipedia page?
I don't remember how that came about, actually. I know they did a quite extensive one, though, because I've looked at it. It's pretty extensive.
Is there anything on there that were like, that's not right?
No, believe it or not, it's actually really fact-checked. Because I don't tell people my real name, what it was. I mean, it's legally changed now, but I don't tell people that.
Did you just not like your, given name? Or
Well, no, I liked it. I just wanted a stage name.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been something to do with acting when you were younger. Like I thought that there might have been another Matthew Milligan or whatever. And
there is another Matt Milligan, actually.
So I thought that that's probably why you changed it.
Well, I changed it very early on. I did change it very early on. And I thought I was a big grandma's boy back in the day. So yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Morgan Strebler, have her maiden and married name.
No, it's cool.
It actually sounds good together now. It sounded weird together at first.
Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue. Strebler.
So, did you perform for Michael Jackson?
I did it a couple times.
And where did you perform from? At Neverland or?
I went to Neverland. My wife actually got to go with me to that, which was really cool. And it's kind of crazy because when you walk in, you drive in, and it's got these big statues and a gate and everything, and you go in and you can ride like on the little train and all this stuff. And he's got Haagen-Dazs booths set up, and they tell stories about him. And they're like, he'll come up to the booth and be like, "Can I get an ice cream?" And they're like, "Motherfucker, you own the place. Of course you can get an ice cream." I mean, he treated his employees so well. He was just like, "Can I get an ice cream?" And they're like, "You own it. Yeah, you can get an ice cream." And I was there for his dad's 75th birthday, I believe. And I did magic, and I actually was on stage and bit the silverware when his dad was cutting the cake and performed for the guests. And it was a really, really cool event. One of the highlights of my life.
How did that come about?
Pablo Escobar.
Now wait a minute. How did it come about? Like
Pablo or Michael?
Well, I need to hear about that too, but the first part, meeting Michael.
Well, Michael came about through an old manager of mine. And I had performed for him at New York before, and in Las Vegas. And it came about through my agent or manager. He got it for me. And I thought he was playing, but I mean, it was legit. And we went there and we spent the day. I did like 10 hours of close-up.
What was his reaction to the magic?
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. He was a great guy. He really was. The only negative of the day was his dad wasn't very friendly. But
that's sort of the idea that you get when you see documentaries about him, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't very friendly. Like, for example, one of the things I remember very vividly, we were on stage about to cut the cake, and they're like, "Janet will be here in 1 minute." She was on her way from the house. He was like, "Fuck, Janet, I want some cake."
God damn it, Janet, give me some cake.
like literal quote. And I'm like, dang, this dude's ruthless.
Over some cake, man.
Yeah.
He's been reading
No,
some
but
notes out of my book.
So Michael Jackson passed away, I think, 2009. So what year, what time frame is this?
2001. I remember the year like it was yesterday.
So you said about Pablo Escobar, and is a big fan of the show Narcos. Was it anything like the show Narcos?
Man, that was some intense stuff.
Where was it at? Like the prison he lived at, or what?
Man, that was some intense stuff. When I got there, they actually blindfolded me when they took me to the compound. Because this was like a long time ago. I was younger too, so I was real green. And it was scary, dude. And I was like, I didn't know who Pablo Escobar was at the time, because it was like the internet was in its infancy. So I didn't really know too much about him. And then I found out that he was the man really quick. I mean, because he exhumed, like, you could just tell he was powerful.
So, like, was there a language barrier when you were performing?
Not really. Most of the places that I go, I'm up front that there needs to be a translator. Just because you don't want to get anything lost in translation and offend somebody.
So did he contact you? Did they have someone reach out to you? Like, can you start it from the very beginning?
Yeah, they did.
Did you get an invite on like a big package of, like, was it flour or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. No, they actually got a hold of me through an agent, an old agent, and they recommended me for the job. And
Pablo Escobar is seeking a magician, so it wasn't a Craigslist ad. So I want to hop over the border.
No, it was, and I've been to Colombia several times since, and it's different with him not alive.
Yeah. So they blindfolded you, and so it was in Colombia, right? So you had to fly there. You flew to the airport, got off the airplane, and there was some people waiting for you, and they're like, "Here, put on this blindfold."
Pretty much, yeah.
Did you get taken to like a compound or to Medellin or somewhere?
It was a big ass compound, big compound.
Like, what would a gig like that pay?
It paid really well. I don't know what it would have paid if I sucked.
Yeah, it's like
probably a bullet to the head.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, this guy's no good. Dang, that is nuts. So he was saying about the language barrier. So what types of things did you do?
I do. Well, one thing that I have extensive nightclub experience from Vegas, and I was pulling in when I left about $500,000 a year from nightclubs.
Oh wow!
And because I figured out a system, and I talk about the system on several things, but I had it like set up to make money, and it made serious money. And I had to translate the barrier. It was like everybody spoke a different language in a nightclub because it's so loud. Mm-hmm. So I created an act to where I pantomime a whole lot, and I'm very physical with people. That's why a lot of times in the beginning, especially during Liquid, when I released that, people are like, he's invading their personal space. It was a practical thing in the environment that I was in. Obviously, if I was doing it somewhere else, I wouldn't do that, but it was very, very tight, and people were more receptive to it because they had been drinking and they were a little bit more chill and relaxed. And I still didn't cross the boundary because there's still a line that you don't want to cross. Like, I never put my face right in somebody's face or anything like that. But sometimes some of my bends got a little close to the face, or, and that was a complaint that Liquid had. And some of my other magic that they didn't see would have had the same. Like, I did Invisible Deck probably 20 years ago, and it was in their hands because you don't want to put anything on the table because of the wet rings.
Yeah.
I mean, your cards will be run first trick. So I set it on their hands and had them straighten their hands out and did the haunted pack on their hands. And I just had a whole list of material that I could do with just pantomime, like I could talk to people. I had a pretty unique gift with body language and talking to people without words. I was very lucky with that.
So did you do the same type of routine to Escobar?
Yeah.
Like bending, metal right in front of his face? Or did you really?
Yeah.
So you did the same thing that you would have did anywhere else there. So you didn't really, tone it down any at all. You're like, well, I'm here to be me, so I'm going to be me.
Pretty much. That's what they're paying for.
Yeah.
So
everybody was there. Were there a bunch of guys standing around with guns, or was it more?
Yeah.
Really? And how did you know it was actually Escobar? Did they say say his name or?
Yeah, they called him Pablo.
Okay. And what was he like? Did he try to talk to you? Did he speak English or?
Yeah, he spoke. He didn't talk to me a lot though. I mean, he wasn't. It was more like, okay, you're the entertainment.
Yeah.
You can move on. The other people were more cool to me, but he was more. He wasn't real laid back and chill with me.
What did the other people have to talk about?
You got to imagine he's putting up a sort of a front in front of all of his commanders and generals, and
it probably wasn't a front. He just really was like that.
Maybe, I don't know.
What did his people have to talk about? That, oh, how the hell did you do that? Or
yeah, they were cool. They were like regular spectators.
If you would have been invited back, would have you went back?
Yeah, I actually got a chance to perform for his son later on in life.
And you were going on talking about how Peter Turner's a living legend. Dude, you performed for Escobar and fam.
Oh, man, I performed for over 300 celebrities.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who else have you performed for?
Tom Hanks, Rita Wilson, of course, Colin Hanks, Paris Hilton. I used to run in their circle. Paris and Tara and all them, Nicole Richie and Vince Neil, R. Kelly. But I was hanging out with R. Kelly, man, 15 years ago. He actually, I was one of the first people he called when he got off for the trial the first time.
Yeah.
He said, I'm coming to Vegas to party. And he was like, be ready. I'm like, all right, cool.
What was that like?
He was a wild motherfucker.
Like whenever you went to Vegas to party with him, though?
Well, I lived in Vegas. I had a show there for 10 years.
Oh, wow. And so he would just show up, and what would he do? Rent out like...
Well, he'd fly me to his house. I've been to his house like probably 10 times. The one in Olympia Fields. He's moved now. He lives in Trump Tower, I think, now.
Who was your favorite to perform for?
Julia Roberts or Tom Hanks.
Any specific reason?
Tom Hanks was a weird celebrity. He was the only person that I ever performed for besides Michael Jackson that had a glowing aura about them.
Yeah.
The man literally glue. It was like Angela. Like, you walk in the room and it's like, oh. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, he was really, really cool. And so was this whole family. They were just like, they had no ego. Like, I performed for Michael Jordan, and he was the biggest douche I performed for, probably.
Really?
Yeah. Jordan's a big, like, he ran up a $20,000 tab and told the waitress that her Jeff was getting to wait on him.
Dang. Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of that movie that Tom Hanks was. I think it was Tom Hanks.
Toy Story. Castaway.
No, the new one where I can't.
Green Mile.
No, he played Mr. Rogers. I think it was him.
Yeah.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. So he actually was like that, Mr. Rogers type character in person.
Man, he was just like, he was the kindest person. I mean, he was just genuinely kind.
Yeah. In that movie, he was talking about, how if he was angry, he would let it out playing the piano. Then there towards the end, he was like hitting the keys real hard.
I remember one thing that stuck out is they got my business card and they lost it. And his wife, Rita, came back the next night to the Bellagio where I was working and got my card again.
That's awesome.
Did they lose the first one, or
They accidentally lost it, yeah.
but they actually came back?
Yeah, she came back, which was really cool.
What was one of the most interesting experiences you had with working with a famous client or any client really? What was something that made you that you took away from it and really thought about afterwards?
Probably, I'd say the weirdest experience was when I was on this is pretty much when me and R. Kelly split ways. I was on his tour bus. We had been playing basketball, and there was these two females, underage, obviously. They were probably about 13, 14.
Oh, dang.
And they were sitting on the other side of the court, or like, it was like a gym. They were sitting on the other side of the gym, and nobody talked to them or anything. And we all went out to the tour bus after we got done playing, and about 20 minutes later, they came on after everybody left. And he continued to take them to the bedroom and had a threesome with them and all that. And I pretty much quit hanging out with him after that.
Was that before or after he peed on them people?
I don't know the time frame of the golden shower, but it's quite possible somebody might have got pissed on.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know any, for fact, but given his reputation. So if he were to holler at you right now, would you, be like, hey, man, what's going on? You've been doing all right? Or just...
Man, I wouldn't answer it. It just, I got kids and I've got standards and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we were good friends too. And so it hurt me.
Yeah.
Because I never seen him do anything wrong for years.
But then all of a sudden you saw it kind of for yourself.
Yeah. Because I took up for it. I defended him. I was like, dude, I've been with this guy 40 times and never seen him do nothing.
Have you ever got to perform for any politicians or anything?
Um, Not really. Uh, I did perform for royalty. I got this is kind of cool. I just got an honorary uh, Baron Lord title.
So, Lord Strebler.
Baron of Gutnick.
So where's that? Like Germany or something? Or
Yeah, Germany.
What does that mean exactly? Is it just an honorific title, or do you actually have to own land there or something?
No, it's honorary.
means
Because you
when it
can't
goes
have a
there.
title in the U.S.
You can't what?
Have a title in the U.S.
Yeah, because it's republic. There's no king.
Right, right. But I always thought that, like a lord or whatever, that title, you actually had to own land or something. I remember
Well, I
seeing an
could
ad.
stay at the castle whenever I want.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, it's the way that sort of dukes and stuff works is how closely you're related to the royalty. So, for example, like the Prince Andrew is the Duke of York. Prince Charles is the Duke of Edinburgh, I think. And then like it goes further down from there. Like I think the lowest is Baron, and then Lord is a bit higher than that. And I think Marquis or Marquis. I don't know how you're supposed to even say that. I've never really heard anyone
A
say
baron
it.
is a lord. A baron is actually a lord.
I'm not sure. Maybe. And then there's
Yeah.
a few more in there. There's a few different. There's a few more different ones. Count, Viscount, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of because you were talking about Colombia? It reminded me of I watched this documentary about this drug called the Devil's Breath. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
And because you're into like mentalism and stuff, I thought you'd find it kind of interesting. There's this drug in Colombia where, for example, it's like a powder and it comes from a tree, like the resin from a tree or something like that, and then it's distilled into a purer form. It's a poison that you
Oh,
blow into
scopolamine, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You blow it like that into someone's face, and it renders them almost in a hypnotized state. And like, so you could blow it into someone's face, and then you could say, "Let's go to the bank," and then you go to the bank, and then put your card in the ATM. You could everything that they do, everything that you say they would do because it takes out the
Inhibitions.
the sort of the sort of
freaky.
logical reasoning, the logical reasoning, that would tell you to, fuck off, right? So you type the PIN number in like they type in the PIN number, take the money out, and they say, "Give it to me," right? And then you could tell them to do whatever, walk down the street or whatever.
Is this legit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a TV
And then-
special about it, but I think
And then-
that it's a derivative of Datura stramonium. It's like a deliriant type plant that grows all over the place here. But what
Well,
he's
I'm going to
talking about,
Cartagena sometime soon. I'll pick some up for us.
yeah, there you go.
What's that? The devil's so we could do some magic tricks.
Yeah.
Well, the downside is people forget what happened, and it can kill them. So it's probably, I'd probably leave it.
I was joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was taking you seriously. It's like, oh dang man, we could go, get some money from the ATM or something.
He's got contacts in Colombia. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Well, I do have some contacts from Colombia. My stepmother, is Colombian.
I've got a family friend who's art dealer from Colombia. Art dealer.
An art dealer. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
An art dealer. I like that.
So,
Hey, go ahead.
I'll go on if you're going to ask something.
No, go ahead.
You changed your mind?
Yeah, I changed my mind.
All right, cool.
Cool. Look. What? Hey, I was going to ask this. Have you ever had the opportunity to meet David Blaine?
Yeah, I actually consulted for David on a TV show.
I emailed his agent
He's
the
the
other
goat.
day. Not his agent, but I emailed his PR lady, and I was trying to get him to come on the show. And like, oh yeah, I sent you the picture of it. You helped me formulate the email.
Yeah.
She got back
Have
with
you
me.
seen-
Turn out.
Have you seen what he's going to be doing next?
Yeah, that's why I emailed him.
Did
But-
they turn out well?
Yeah, she responded back and she said, unfortunately, you know, as busy as he is, no. And I'm like, well, did you ask him? But
Obviously, he doesn't know who I am.
yeah, it's like, come on. It's like, does she not understand who is emailing her right now? It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I even put my full name in there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so maybe
Yeah,
I should just
yeah.
send her this part of the interview. It's like, oh, maybe now you'll reconsider, young lady.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, David's a great guy. He's a really, really cool dude. And I got a funny story actually about David.
All right.
We were in a nightclub and he had these, it was a long, long time ago. I'm not even going to tell the story. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, fuck it, I'll tell it. So
Okay.
we're in this nightclub and he has a couple girls that are sitting with him at this table. And he has like Jermaine perform something and he has several of us perform for the girls. And then I did Liquid and this girl was like, oh my God, you're the best magician I've ever seen. He was like, that's enough, Morgan.
Oh, that's great.
And it was in that that's enough, Morgan.
Yeah. So is he always like that? Like I noticed on the Joe Rogan, he was a lot more upbeat than he normally.
Oh no, he's upbeat.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Is that just how he just kind of fucking around with people when he's like, look, watch?
Yeah. Yeah, David's he's a cool dude. And he's really, really nice. And he's humble. I've seen him take time with people and just at conventions and stuff and sign autographs and take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's a really, really cool guy. And I like him a lot. I seen his show. His show was amazing.
The most recent live show with the kerosene.
Yeah.
Man, I had the opportunity to go to that, but I didn't get the ticket in time.
Man, it was literally amazing.
He was coming through to Asheville.
Is he?
To me, it's the greatest of all time, man. I like absolutely love that guy's work. Like I've never met him, and I think it probably stuck to meet him because you know how they said don't never meet your heroes type of thing. But,
Shoot,
Well,
I'd
you
love to
wouldn't be
meet him.
disappointed with David. You wouldn't be disappointed with David.
yeah, I like when I was growing up. I only became a magician maybe 4 or 5 years ago, right? And because I watched David Blaine on TV in the 90s, and I was like, oh, I could never do that. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like because it was just so fucking mind blowing, and like the people's reactions and stuff. How he manages to get that kind of reaction out of people out of something.
I still want to know how the hell he did that one trick where he had the card and he threw it up the ceiling and it goes and it sticks on the ceiling. It was in the same bit where he stuck the needle through his arm, and then I forget who the guy he was performing for.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, well, don't ruin it. But okay, I'm waiting. Hey, have you ever met Christopher Angel?
Christopher who?
Christopher Angel, the mind freak, Chris Angel.
You know what? Don't get me started on that. Yeah,
Yeah, well, we might as well. Let's hear it.
But we're just talking about the greatest magicians of all time, so we've got to bring him up.
Yeah, of course, dude.
yeah.
Mind, brain, weirdo.
So he wanted me to consult on season 1 of Mind Freak. I went to his hotel, met with him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd love for you to come on, consult, do this and that, and we'll have a great time. It doesn't pay anything though." And I'm like, "Well, I can't work for free." And I was like, "But if you get a budget, call me back." I mean, no, I wasn't trying to be rude or nothing. I just can't spend that much time when I was working as much as I was at the time, coming up with ideas and stuff, and not get paid for it. And like I said, this was the first season, so I understand the budget was low. But we talked, and he was cool, and I left, and I seen him at a convention, and about 2 months later, and I walked up to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" He was like, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh, hell no." He played that card on me, and he just totally disrespected me, and I don't have any problem with Chris now. Godspeed. I hope his son gets better. His show's dramatically improved over the years, and I think he's a great magician now. But I did challenge him to a live close-up live stage and a live stunt, and he didn't do it.
He was like, "I would do it, but I don't know who you are, and I'm not going to take a challenge from a stranger."
Yeah. Pretty much. I still got the cover of a magazine that was The Man Chris Angel Fears, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool press.
What about Dynamo? Have you met him?
No, I haven't.
He seems like he would be a cool guy. I think I'd be upset if he wasn't a cool guy.
Chris was actually really, really nice when I met him alone, though. That's why I was so shocked that he ball hitted me when I seen him again.
How much time in between do you think it could have been? Like, do you think that there could have been any way that he genuinely not remembered?
No.
Yeah.
It was a couple months.
Yeah.
He knew me from before that because he brought me in.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can't just forget people.
So, one thing that we always ask
is, this is a good question.
Do you believe in magic?
I do.
And that's it. That's all we need to know.
I think that magic is taking someone out of the shitty environment that they may be in for whatever reason and putting a smile on their face or their kid's face or their family's face for even if it's 5 minutes or an hour. You take them out of that world. I mean, that's magic. And yeah, I totally believe in magic.
Now, another thing I ask is about mentors. Are there any mentors that you've had while learning magic?
I have.
And possibly show-based mentors as well. You know, whoever you want to mention.
Yeah. My very first mentor was a female magician. She really heavily focused on the presentation of side of things. And her name was Jeannie Williams, wonderful woman, let me borrow all of her props and stuff like that, so I didn't have to go out and buy props like a lot of people. She just gave me full access to everything, and she taught me how to perform. And then later on, Franz Ferrari was my mentor. And I still do Franz's shows to date when he can't do them sometimes. I'll go in for 3 months and do Franz's show or something.
That's cool. Where is he working?
I'm not sure right now. I'm just one of his mini-me's. But he taught me more about illusions than anybody. He basically gave me 45 years of knowledge in a very short period of time.
Do you currently like speak to very many magicians and have magician friends?
Very few.
Yeah.
Peter Turner, Franz Ferrari. I talked to you. There's a couple. Steve Spade. I mean, there's some that I'm missing. I mean, I'm friends with a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't talk to a lot.
How has this COVID situation, have you did very many, things on the computer like this, to fill in free time?
Not really. I've done some that weren't magic related, but I did a paranormal one last week
Oh, shit.
or 2 weeks ago.
I like talking about stuff like that. I like to ask people if they believe in aliens.
Yeah, I do. I've been to Area 51. It was me and Pete went to Area 51. I took Pete out there.
No shit.
Yeah, I asked him about it.
All right. So you took Pete to Area 51 to the gate? Like just
to the gate, yeah.
And so the aliens didn't want him back?
No, we actually did it. We shot an effect out there by the extraterrestrial sign, and I don't remember what happened to it.
Shit. I drove from, Tennessee all the way to Los Angeles. And in the process of there, I decided to take some, detours, and I stopped through Roswell. And I was, off of the town there and went to the
Roswell's
museum.
right there. I mean, all you got to do is just take a gravel road.
See, I didn't know where Area 51 was, so I didn't actually go to the gate. I just, went to the museum there in Roswell.
Yeah, you were right there, spitting distance. You could actually still go to the back gate. You can't go to the front gate anymore. They pushed the distance back 100 feet. You can still see it from Tikaboo Peak, though, the whole base.
Huh.
Yeah, they're a little bit funny about people getting close to it, aren't they?
Yeah, ever since that storm Area 51. I was thinking Area 51 was in Nevada.
It is in Nevada.
Roswell's in New Mexico.
Not Roswell, fucking Rachel. I was thinking of Rachel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Rachel, that's right. But yeah, so Roswell's pretty far from there, I believe.
Roswell's in New Mexico. It's a long way.
Do you have any other than aliens, do you have any other supernatural beliefs?
I believe in ghosts.
You said you did a paranormal?
Believes in ghosts, and it's something we argue about, like, every now and then, because, I'm a total skeptic.
Ghosts are fucking real, man.
You think?
Yeah, dude. My house is haunted. Of course I believe in ghosts. Not this house. My house.
What kind of experiences have you had with ghosts to believe that they're real?
Well, I seen me and my oldest son. We seen shadowy figures go across our wall one night, and there was no possible way that the lighting could have done it or anything. We were sitting there playing Halo 2, and that's how long that's been. And there was no possible explanation for that because I've worked it in my head 100 times and probably more than that over the years. And then me and my youngest son, seen a flash of blue ghost type entity pass us at one of the most haunted places in the world. It's a inn restaurant called the Lent Mansion. 5 generations of this family killed themselves, and
Damn.
they owned a brewery, and it went out of business because of Anheuser-Busch. But they actually have like underground tunnels from their house to the brewery, which is like 100 feet underground. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a neat place to go. So they didn't have. They had like movie theaters, swimming pools. They had. I mean, they were just loaded.
What was the paranormal thing you did recently?
It was a show, and I'm actually going back on there. It was like a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going back on there to bend silverware in people's homes.
Oh shit! So are they trying to put it out like it's real and it's not just an illusion, or?
No, I told them what I do is fake.
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't, never pretend I've got any sort of powers.
Yeah, I don't either.
But then again, you could also say being a magician is the most honest profession, because we're going to tell you straight up that we're going to lie to you. And so then they're thinking, oh, wait a minute, what if he's lying about it not being real?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to look at it, but it's a shady way to look at it.
He's lying about lying to you.
Yeah.
Or was he telling the truth, or was he lying? He told us he was going to lie, but was he going to lie? Or did he tell the truth? So, shit, I forgot what I was going to ask now. I'm stupid. I didn't in my mind until like a second ago. It was like it was not something I've written down. It's something that occurred to me to ask you like a minute ago. Have you got any new products in the pipeline that you're working on releasing?
I do. I just have to get somewhere and shoot them.
Have you got an idea of which company that you wanted to work with, or are you going to want to do it yourself?
I'm going to work with the company, but I'm not sure who with yet. Because Sans Minds went out of business, though.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I worked with them for several years.
Yeah, they shot some nice looking videos for you.
Yeah, they did. They did a really good job. And now I'm kind of shopping dealers.
I actually bought Unlock.
Huh?
I bought Unlock. I don't know how many years ago. Probably about 3 years ago, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a fun DVD to shoot. I have a upgraded digital face unlock for the iPhone that
really?
I'm releasing. Yeah, I'll be releasing.
That's what I use. I've got the 11. That's what I'm filming on right now. The 11 Pro Max.
Yeah, I've got the 11 too, and I had to come up with a way to do the facial unlock. So
awesome.
Yeah, so I'll be releasing that. It's really cool in the sense that, like, it gets a better reaction than the thumbprint.
Yeah.
Really?
It does.
I never presented it in the way of the touching thumbs and it gives you my thumbprint. I was like, I'm going to use my mystical power to like sort of break your phone's security or whatever, you know what I mean? That was
I'm touchy when I perform.
Oh,
A
what
lot
you
of
mean?
that
You mean
stems from,
physically? You mean
yeah,
physically? Yeah.
because I block them where I want them and position them and do whatever.
Yeah,
But a lot of
It
it
works
comes
well
from
for
being a pickpocket.
the PK touch thing. To be that way. I do not like people touching me, and I don't like other people, like touching other people.
Yeah, but the setup for pickpocketing, you need to establish pretty early that, oh, he's just a touchy person.
We'll see, and I used to pickpocket a lot,
Yeah.
so that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
I think. I think so anyway, because I used to pickpocket and put pocket a lot.
Yeah.
I do put pocket, but I tend to. Yeah, it tends to be while I'm repositioning spectators.
Okay. Yeah. I reposition, and I mean, touches is one of my favorite effects, so I do that a lot.
Have you seen? I'm guessing you've seen the Midas touch. What's that one?
Yeah, I love it.
I've seen that one performed quite a few times, and I've not got around to performing it myself, but it's something I'd love to try out because it looks like a really good thing. I've done a couple of yours. I can't remember what you called them. I just remember how they work, so I won't go into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Have you ever entered a staring competition?
You know what? I get asked that almost every interview. I would probably win.
Yeah.
I don't blink a lot.
Where did
And
that?
ironically, the TV show that I did most recently was Don't Blink. And then Street Magic, but Don't Blink was the name of one of my shows, and I don't blink. So,
like, whenever you say don't blink, how long of no blink do you mean?
I could go probably an hour without blinking.
Do you wear contact lenses?
No.
Okay. So I know if you wear contacts, then that's a way to cheat because it has that barrier.
Yeah, no. I can literally go about an hour.
Wow.
if I wanted to.
Where did that persona come from for not blinking, like all the stares and everything? And I saw one picture he's wearing contacts with look like white or something like that.
Yeah, Dan Sperry gave me those. It was funny. It was the first time I'd ever put in contacts, and we spent like 5 hours trying to get them in my eyes.
Were they really like the large kind to cover up?
I love Dan Sperry's act.
Yeah.
I love that guy's act.
Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah, he's very talented.
Really funny.
Yeah, he's really good. Dan's a great guy.
You know, Piff the Magic Dragon?
I don't. I'd love to meet him, though.
His act cracks me up. It's so good. So great.
Yeah, it's hilarious. From what I've seen of it, I'd love to see him live.
Do you still do palm reading?
Yeah.
How often would you say that you do that?
Not as much as I used to, but I still do it. Walk around. I haven't done much of anything since March.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I still do it. It's one of my go-to things because I don't need to carry anything.
Have you looked at any other forms of divination?
I do tarot.
You do tarot cards?
Yeah.
I've looked at a few things, like there's I've read about runes, cartomancy, where it's just a regular pack of cards, and each one it's like similar to tarot, but a little bit different there. And then I've read quite a bit about palmistry, I think they call it, palm reading. But all when they start talking about all the things underneath the phalanges, I don't know what the crescent.
Yeah, I have all that in my book.
Oh, the book you released?
Yeah, the Ice Code book. I don't actually delve into that deep of a reading because I keep it about 20 to 30 minutes. But I do a lot of readings, but not like I was doing. And ironically, when I was writing the book and to get really good at code reading, I joined a psychic website so I could give readings constantly.
And they think that you're psychic.
Yeah.
So you say you say you believe in ghosts and you believe in paranormal. So do you believe that psychic could be real?
I haven't seen anything that I can't reproduce.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I think if they could, they would have went for Randy's $1 Million Challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that there's any merit to it? Though, even though I'm just going to say it's probably mostly bullshit. Do you think there's any merit to, or what merits do you think there are to actually giving readings? And
mine's all code reading.
Sorry?
Mine's all code reading.
Yeah. So
mine's bullshit.
Yeah. So with it being,
it's bullshit, just the more you do it, your intuition gets better.
Could you give an example of what you're talking about?
You can buy his DVD.
I mean, can you try it? Can you try it with me?
Well, I mean, I can't give you an in-depth reading right now because I'm gonna have to go soon. My wife just got home.
Okay.
But like for example, this is in the book.
Okay.
And the DVD. I'm picking up that the name Steve means something to you. Does that mean something to you?
To me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, does it or no? I mean, if it doesn't. I mean,
not really.
Okay. Because in the very near future or now and you don't even realize it, you're going to cross paths with a person named Steve, and this person's actually going to help you with something, a trial or a tribulation that you're going through. And he's going to get you through this rough patch. I don't know if it's going to be a coworker or if it's going to be a friend or a friend of a friend or if it's going to be like social media, but be on the lookout for a Steve.
Steve, actually, that does mean something to me now because we were just talking about Piff the Magic Dragon. I invited him onto the show, and one of his jokes was talking about Steve, he's like, oh, have you heard my older brother? And you expect him to say Puff the Magic Dragon. He goes, no, Steve. And so I commented back to him. I said, I talked to your brother. He goes, what brother? I said, Steve.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he told it better than that, though.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure he told the. It's the pause that it gives. It's the comic timing. It's the. My name's Piff, the Magic Dragon.
Yeah.
You might have heard of my older brother.
Yeah.
That's
Steve. Yeah.
It's everybody. Some specific beat.
Everybody knows that. You know, knows Piff. But so yeah, that Piff the Magic Dragon, come on the show.
Yeah, do it now, Piff.
Steve said so.
You. Yes, and we love you.
Yeah. But all right, man. You say you got to go here soon. There's people.
I'm sorry.
People are starting to pull in here to the house. Maybe Steve's here also.
Well, let me know if Steve come by. Shoot me a text.
Steve is also the electrician that rewired my house. So if he's downstairs, I'll shoot you a text and let you know.
All right, I appreciate that.
But is there any questions you have for us or any final things you want to say?
You know, I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. And we're going through a tough time, and I really appreciate you guys plugging that for me and my wife. And I'm very thankful to be on your show.
It's awesome to have you on here. It's awesome to be able to call you a friend and to be
Thanks
able to call you.
Thanks for coming on. And I mean, we appreciate you taking time out of your day to speak with us. I'm just looking through for the outro so I can properly introduce us.
But yeah, if you want,
you know, we did so many podcasts in the space of a few weeks. What are we on now? 18.
Yeah, this is episode 18.
Right. So we did 16 in the space of a really short amount of time. So I had everything memorized, and it's been. When did we do Ryan Hayashi?
The weekend before last.
Yeah, so that's the last time I've done it. So it's
2 weeks.
I've totally forgotten the script. Totally forgotten it.
But Morgan,
that's
I would like to send you a copy of my book if you would like to have it.
I would love to have it.
All right, I'm gonna plug this book real fast. It's Mastering the Art of Magic. It is an amazing book. It will teach you how to master magic, but there's only one catch. It's completely blank, save for a few words that I put in the very beginning to inspire you to write your own way of mastering magic. So yeah, Morgan, I'll send you a copy of this.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I love that. It's a great idea.
Appreciate
and I'll fill it up.
Sweet, man.
So, to everybody at home, thanks for joining us today. Please like, subscribe, all the things that YouTube videos ask you to do. We hope to see you all again soon. Morgan, thanks for coming along and spending your time.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We genuinely appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts, and it's been great talking to you. And we sort of diverted a bunch of different down a bunch of different
rabbit
avenues.
holes.
Yeah, down a bunch of different avenues, and I think people at home would actually appreciate it not being about magic the whole time. You know what I mean?
I like hearing the stories.
So, where can people find you? Where do you want people to find you? And we'll drop the links below.
www.morganstrebler.com. My Twitter is at Morgan Strebler. Instagram's at Morgan Strebler. My Facebook is /Morgan Strebler. And YouTube is youtube.com/themanwhobendsteel.
And I will put the links down below. I'll shoot you a text, man. You can give me your address, and I'll get this thing shipped out.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, check this out. So one of the guys I did the giveaway, and he asked me to sign it for him. And I was like, what do you want me to sign? He goes, well, I want you to draw me a picture. And I'm like, oh, gosh, you draw a picture? So he requested for me to draw him a picture of a mushroom. Y'all watch that video. It's on my Instagram, the live signing of that. It's funny. But all right, fellas.
If someone asked me to draw something, I would have 100% drawn a penis. I'm not going to lie.
And I could totally see that. Like, if I was going to predict something you would draw, it would be a penis.
Yeah. I mean, I'm puerile, but I'm not that original, so it'd definitely be a penis.
Yeah.
If
you ever go into the bathroom and there's drawings of penises everywhere, it's guys like Dan that does that.
Yeah.
and write in someone's mum's number and call her for a good time. That's me as well.
All right, fellas. It's nice talking to everybody.
All right, nice talking to you. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.